2 minutes meant 2 minutes in and I've already made a mistake and I'm starting over again. Good morning. My name is Audrey. I'm Stitchywitch42 here on YouTube and over on Instagram. This is my channel about cross-stitch, life, the universe, and everything. And I am going to start this video talking about things that have happened right after my last video ended. I did my last video on the 18th. The next day was Monday the 19th. And I went to a Christmas lunch, brunch gathering up at Cheryl's house. Cheryl is one half of Stitching with the Sisterlies, and she invited the ladies local to her. So that was myself, Janine, the owner from Acorns and Threads, and Anna, who is Stitch Roadies, Quilt Roadies, Woolly Mammoth, multiple personas. Anyway, we went up there, and she has a beautiful home. She had it all decorated for Christmas, and we had all taken gifts to share between the four of us. I purchased a shirt specifically for Anna, and needless to say, Anna, well, she made fun of my shirt, and I'm going to show you why. Colleen, this is for you. This is the shirt that I wore up to Cheryl's house. It has gnomes. Anna likes gnomes. But she had to point out that the nose gnomes show that I'm an older woman and I sag because they don't line up with the non-perky tips. Apparently the gnomes also bounce when I laugh, and they all spent way too much time staring at my chest. Just saying. I like you all, but not that way. Okay? Anyway, I wanted to share the gifts that we exchanged. And I know if you've watched Stitching with the Sisterlies or if you've watched Stitch Roadies, you've seen these already. Janine brought for us in this bag from Glenwood Soap, handcrafted goat milk soap in Canby, Oregon. Mine is called Lingonberry Wreath. I have had this sitting out on the bag since I received it, and every time I walk into the library here, I get that scent, and oh, it is just so, so wonderful. She also gave me, well, she gave all of us, a goat milk hand and body cream. Mine is Winter Cashmere, and it has a wonderful scent, lovely texture. The scent is stronger than what I usually wear, so I use this sparingly because it lingers a lot, but I like it. And then she also gifted all of us with a little ornament made from perforated paper, put on a tag. So cute, so simple. What a great simple stitch to do for gifting your friends when you have a holiday gathering. Anna. Dear sweet Anna. You know, you tell one story about raccoons on a Zoom meetup, and friends from all over the country will send you raccoon videos because apparently you love raccoons. And no, I don't. I really, really don't love raccoons, but if it makes my friends happy to pick on me because of the raccoons, and I'm not repeating the story, you have to go back and find the video because I don't remember which one it is. She has been felting wool balls and making pin cushions out of them. And the one that she made for me has two parts to it. It has this cute little raccoon and the tree stump. Now I'm thinking that originally this raccoon had to have been inside the tree stump because he doesn't hang on the outside of it. But this is really, really cute, and there's some adorable little counting pins there with mushrooms and a skull, and very, very cute. She also gave us this cute little bottle brush Christmas tree. It's a snowflake base with a teeny tiny thread spool here, and then the bottle brush tree glued on top of it. Very cute. And if you ever go to the Beehive, she almost always has some See's candy on the table in the middle of the room. See's candy is good stuff. This is an ornament, but you pop it open and there's a chocolate sucker in it. And I've been waiting to do this video so that I could have that. I was good. So then we went and sat at the dining room table to have our lunch. Cheryl made baked potatoes. She made homemade chili. There was sour cream and cheese. It was yummy. It was delicious. And at each one of the place settings, beautifully set table. Go look at Anna's Instagram because she has a couple of pictures of it. Gorgeous. But at each table setting was this. And this was our gift from Cheryl. She decorated the top of it and it sat there. We all got to take one home. So thank you, ladies. I loved all my gifts. And after we had lunch, we did some stitching. Cheryl's dining room got big bay windows around it, so it had lots of natural light in there. So I was able to get something started. Oops, losing my threads here. So I've been working on Erica Michael's Bristol Berries. I stitched this one in red. I am now working on this one, and I am stitching it in the most gorgeous shade of blue. This is only half of one hank, and I have two hanks of this color. This is Silks4You PR 168. I have blue for ages. I started stitching on this one. I got quite a lot done. I had stitched most of this up at Cheryl's house. And then I came home, and the next couple of days I started working on this. And then I set it aside because I got distracted by other things. So we'll get into the other things. But this is where I'm at on my second Bristol Berries II from Erica Michaels. Again, this is Silks4You PR 168 on white Edinburgh linen. I know in my last video I was saying thank you to people who had sent cards to me. And seriously, a lot of people had sent cards to me these past couple of months. Some of them because of my health issues, some of them were because of Christmas. Some of them contained gifts, and I don't remember who sent all of what, but to everybody who did, thank you so much. There is one in particular that I want to share because it is simply gorgeous. Not saying that the others weren't, but this one. This one came from Debbie. She is Glitter Dove Fairy on Instagram. I got to meet her at the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. Nice lady. She has been a follower on my channel for quite some time, and thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for creating and sharing something that you created with me. But she made me this gorgeous little Christmas journal. Inside, every page is decorated. There are multiple tags. There's a tag coming out this way. This opens up. This opens up. And the images. Look at these images. Simply gorgeous. In the center here, we have another tag that slides in and out there. Another one over here. Look at these images. On the back, there's yet another tag in here. More beautiful imagery. Absolutely stunning. So thank you so very, very much for thinking of me and creating this and sending it to me. I absolutely love it. All right. So that was the 19th. And like I said, I got distracted. Now I have to look at my journal from last year to kind of figure out when my temporary obsession started, because, well, actually it started before I went up to Cheryl's house. I had watched Helen D, and she was showing this pattern that she had stitched for her husband. The designer's name was Lola Crow, and the pattern's name was Release the Christmas Lights. Or if you remember, it's the one that I called Christmas Kraken. I got it done. Now, on the pattern, the Christmas lights are stitched. Helen D said that she had stitched hers with Kraken, and that was originally what I was going to do. What I did, though, is I stitched them with beads. Mill Hill beads, because I have a ton of them left over. And I think this turned out absolutely gorgeous. So that was what distracted me. I didn't take that with me up to Cheryl's house because it's on blue, it's on a 32 count, and it would be too dark for me to see without really good light, which is why I took the Bristol Berry and started it up there. So I finished that one on the 21st. As soon as I finished that one, I had to start my next one. So the next one, on Lola Crow on Etsy, she had a series called Christmas After Midnight, and there was 4 patterns there. So I got those, and the one that I started on the 21st was A Christmas Ghost Story. So this is my start and finish of A Christmas Ghost Story. This is the only one that doesn't have any beads on it. I'm kind of sad that there's no beads on it, but that's okay. It's still really, really cute. So this one took me from the 21st through the 24th to stitch. Let's talk about weather. I live in Silverton, Oregon. I live in the Willamette Valley. It's a green belt. And at least around Silverton, we have fairly mild winters most of the time. On Instagram, I posted that on December 1st we had snow. We did. It just a light dusting on the ground. But my experience is that the beginning of December we don't have snow of any sort. And then it snowed again on the 4th. And all I could think was, it's going to be one of those months. It's just going to be one of those months. The weekend before Christmas, we got a weather warning. Freezing rain. Friday and Saturday night, the 23rd and the 24th. I work Fridays and Saturdays. Being that it was the week before Christmas, instead of going in at 5 in the morning on Friday, my schedule was to come in at 9. I got up Friday morning, the 23rd of December. It was 25 degrees outside and there was freezing rain coming down. And I looked outside, and we have a gravel walkway that comes up to our house, and we have a gravel driveway. And it was icy. I mean, there was a layer of ice on top of the gravel. And I thought, yeah, really not liking this, really not liking this. But I didn't have to be at work until 9, and there's a possibility that it might warm up enough that it wouldn't be so bad. Yeah, I don't know. So about 20 minutes before 9, I got in my car. I backed out of the driveway really slowly. I drove down the road really slowly. Everything was fine. I pulled up to a stoplight, and when the stoplight turned green, I slid. And I thought, yeah, not good signs. Drove slowly around to the next stoplight. Stopped just fine. And I'm looking at the hill in front of me. And I'm looking at the road, and they've graveled it. We use gravel here, not salt. And I thought, okay, I can do this. Light turns green. I go to take off and I slide. I go up the hill just fine. I turn down into the parking lot just fine. I pull into the parking lot just fine. I open up my car door and I put my feet out, and they're just sliding. I'm sitting in the car. They're just sliding on the ice. I close the car door and I see one of my coworkers walking across the parking lot, one of the young men that I work with. He's coming to walk me into the store. And I'm looking at him slipping across the parking lot, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do this. So I grabbed my cell phone and I called the store, and I told my coworker, I said, I'm sitting outside. I put my feet out of the car. It is too icy out there. Young man is here. I've got the window down so he can hear the conversation. I said, if I try to get out of this car, I'm going down. If he's holding me, we're both going down and we're both getting hurt. I'm not going to come into the store. She goes, okay, that's fine. So he goes, you sure you're not coming in? I said, I'm positive. I'm not doing it. He goes walking back. I'm watching him through the rearview mirror. He's sliding across the parking lot. I pull forward slowly. I turn around. I come out in front of the store. And here's another one of my coworkers who has brought a Mart cart, one of the electric carts out, that she was going to drive out into the parking lot for me to use to try to get into the store. And I thought, I rolled my windows down and I said, no, I'm not playing bumper carts on ice. No. And she goes, okay, I thought I'd try. Love my coworkers. I also told my coworker that I wasn't going to come in the next morning because the weather warning was all day Friday till noon on Saturday. And pretty much that's how long it lasted. And I would have had to have been there at 5 in the morning walking across that parking lot by myself. No, not happening. So I came home and I stitched. The next one that I stitched, because I have to take advantage of this extra days off, was another Lola Crow, her Christmas After Midnight series. This one is Snow and Bones. Now, when I was looking at these, this is the one that I liked the least, simply because of all the white. I'm stitching this one, and there's, I can't remember the two colors, 926, 927. Excuse me, I burped. Pale grayish blues, and that's what's used on the edge of this, and then there's the white in there. And as I'm stitching this, and especially when I was getting up and doing the snowman's face, it looks like a skull. And I fell in love with this one. I think that this one is just really, really so cute. And it's supposed to have all these white stitches around there, but I've got all these millhill beads. So there is Snow and Bones with millhill beads. So I got that one done. That one I started that one on Christmas Day and finished it on the 28th. And then, of course, all right, backtrack here. I started that one on the 25th and I finished it on the 28th. I have to talk about Tuesday, the 27th, because, okay, the Friday and Saturday before Christmas, I was scheduled to work. I didn't work because of the ice. The week after Christmas, my coworker is off all week. I get to do books all week. It's fine by me. Tuesday morning, I wake up and we've got one heck of a windstorm going on. No big deal. I've got power. It's all good. I'm downstairs, I have my breakfast, I'm playing on the computer, I put my work clothes on, and just as I'm standing up to grab my things to leave the house, power goes out. So I grab my cell phone, I turn the flashlight on, I grab the last few things that I have, I go and I get in my car thinking, no big deal. We'll have power at the store, or we'll have generators at the store, right? No. I pull into the parking lot and the store is dark. Dark, dark, dark. No ice on the ground. It's 45 degrees out. It's just windy and rainy. I go into the store and our generators run only the registers and the computers. Everything else is dark. So here's everybody who is currently in the store up at customer service. They have a tub full of headlamps there for when the power goes out, and they're discussing what to do when the power goes out. If you work in a grocery store and the power goes out, you have to take care of the cold, perishable items first. That means that they go and they get the heavy plastic out of the back room, they get the packing tape, and they go and they cover the cold, open dairy cases, they cover the cold, open meat cases, they cover the cold, open produce cases, because those are the perishables that are going to be affected the most. They're all out doing that. I've still got to try to figure out how to count all the cash in the store and get the store set up to do business, because we have no idea how long the power is going to be out. It turns out what happened is the wind knocked down a transformer right down the street from us. One of the guys went on and onto the internet and saw that the estimated time of recovery would be about 12:30. The store's supposed to open at 6. Okay, I still have to do my stuff. My office was pitch dark, and the only light I had in there was from the monitor on my computer and the light off my camera, or off my flashlight on my cell phone. And the machines that do the counting for me didn't work. So I got to count everything by hand that day by the light of the flashlight on my camera. Mark called me, I think it was right after 7 o'clock, and he goes, "The power's out." And I said, "Yeah, I know." I said, "Would you bring me the lanterns that we have? We have some battery-powered lanterns, and they're nice." So he actually brought 2 of them down for me, and that lit up my office a little bit more, but I still counted everything by hand in the dark. I think power came back on shortly after 8 o'clock, and we were able to open up the store by 8:30. We couldn't let customers in. It was too dark. And I'm sorry, customers can be really stupid. They would want to open up freezer cases that we want to be kept closed because it's cold and there's no power. So we got the okay from our division office to not open the store until the power came back on. And it's funny, the phone calls that I got that morning, "Do you have power? And more importantly, is your Starbucks open?" "No, we have no power, so neither does Starbucks, and sorry, we're not your coffee fix this morning." People. Anyway, I made it through the day. I was there longer than I usually am because I counted everything by hand. I didn't open up customer service while I was there at all, because after the power came on, that was when I got to go back and do all the computer work. Life in a grocery store. So, the next day, the 28th, I got to start the 4th Lola Crow design. This one is Baba Yaga's Gingerbread Hut. I've stitched all of these on the same fabric. It is a 32 count Twilight linen. I'm pretty sure it's Picture This Plus. Now, I was really excited about this because I thought, I'm stitching a house. I was informed that no, it's a hut, and a hut is not a house. But it has crow feet, or chicken feet. And again, I did beads for all the snowflakes. So that was Baba Yaga's Gingerbread Hut. And as soon as I finished that one on New Year's Eve, or no, on the 30th, I finished that one on the 30th, I started the last one. So I was hoping with this last one to get it finished before New Year's Day. I thought, that would be a nice way to end out the year. I've got these 5 patterns. They're all very quick stitches. They only took a couple of days when I actually sat down to stitch them. So I started the next one, which was Christmas in the Belfry, on the 30th. On Christmas Eve, Saturday, the 31st, I got to participate in a Zoom stitch with the group from Linda, aka Van Mom's Patreon. We're all Vanagans. She wanted to have a New Year's Eve Vanagan gathering. So I brought my computer up here so that I could participate with them, because this is my crafting area. And if you know Linda on Instagram, she is a multi-crafter. She does journaling, she does stitching, she does quilting, she does. And she's just a super sweet lady. And I wanted to get this one hopefully stitched and done before the new year. My batteries ran out. I knew they were going to. I got smart. I brought the extra batteries upstairs with me. So, there was a quick pause there. Did you notice? For everyone who starts the year with a new start, I got to begin 2023 with a finish. And my final finish of my Lola Crow Christmas After Midnights is Christmas in the Belfry with the bats, because I like the bats. And again, I put the beads on it for the Christmas lights. Please, YouTube, take that as my cover picture. Or simply I take a picture of it myself and use it. I can do that. So I got all 5 of the Lola Crow pieces that I wanted to stitch completed. Release the Christmas lights. Christmas Ghost Story. Snow and Bones. Baba Yaga's Gingerbread Hut. And Christmas in the Belfry. What did I do yesterday, January 1st, besides finish that? Well, I used it as an opportunity to get myself set up for 2023. I took my inserts from my Crisio journal that I used last year, and I pulled them out, and I got to go through and give myself a bunch of stars because I hadn't been doing that. In the front section of the book, she has a page that says project list, and I use it for listing all, or showing all the finishes that I've had through the year. So this was finishes 1 through 16. All have a star with them because I fully finished them. Not just finished them, fully finished them. This is the next page, 17 through 32. There's only a couple without any stars. And then here's the last page, 31 through 36. And that page only has 1 star for one that's fully finished. So I got to go through and add my blue stars that I put inside to the ones that I hadn't finished, or I hadn't put my stars on. And then I sat down after I did all of that and I got my new book set up. And this is what I did in 2022. It's 2023 now. I'm blonde, easily confused. I carried over 6 pieces from 2019, 2020, 2021 into 2022. I started 38 new projects in 2022. I finished 36 projects in 2022. 29 of them were fully finished. Those 5, I don't have to fully finish because Helen D was nice enough to say yes, she would finish them for me. So I'm looking forward to sending them on to her at some point in the year. I'm not going to do it right away because, you know, I don't need them right now. I don't need them right now. I may want them right now, but I don't need them right now. So I will work out a timing with Helen as to when she has time for me, and I will get them sent off to her. The other thing I did is I set up my Crisio as the Yo Flies journal for this year. Again, I changed it here, and I've got finishes on a piece of paper, and I've got my first finish there. Christmas in the Belfry. And then I went back through, and on the project pages, I listed the projects that I am carrying forward. My Alphonse Mucha, which I started in 2020. My Halloween Village Afghan, which I started in 2020. My Moon Charm by Mandrink's Design, which I started on January 1st, 2021. Frogwart's Year 2, which I started in June of 2021. My Nightmare Before Coffee, which I started in September of 2022. This is the one that I want to restart on a darker fabric, and I've even made my notes in here that I want to restart it. I'm going up to Acorns and Threads on Thursday for First Thursday, so I will be looking at some linen when I'm up there. And then Stitchywitch, which I started in September of 2022. And then my Bristol Berries, which I am currently working on. So I am carrying forward 7 projects. It was 8, but I have one finish for 2023. The other thing that I wanted to work on, or work in, I made this altered book journal that I am going to use as my journal this year. And this is a type of journaling I've not done before, but I'm going to try to document more life happenings in this journal. And one of the things that Linda had talked about, and this is something that I've been doing for a couple of years, is choosing a word of the year. I started doing this in 2021, and in here I have a tag, and I wrote my 3 words. My word from 2021 was enough. I have enough stuff. I don't need to go buy more. I need to use what I have. 2022, my word was grace. And I found out how important that word was to me at the end of the year with the health issues. My word for 2023, I think it's funny because if you watch Anna stitch roadies, both she and I chose the same word and the same Sanskrit symbol. I chose the word breathe. I've worked for my company for 37 years, and between 1996 and 2000, I was a manager for the front of the store. I was the one that trained all the cashiers and scheduled all the cashiers and the courtesy clerks, and I really enjoyed that part of my life. One of the things that I liked doing was training new cashiers because, you can tell them how to operate a register, but until they actually get into it, you don't know, okay? So my way of training new people would be to have them come and have them stand at the end of the register and watch me check out a couple of customers. And then I tell them, okay, it's your turn. Now, while I was doing it, I was explaining to them what I was doing. The customer can hear this because they're right there, so they know I'm training somebody. I'm engaging the customer, I'm engaging the person I'm training, and then after 2 or 3 customers, I'd say, okay, we're going to switch places and it's your turn. This let the next customer know that they have a brand new cashier. And I would say a good 95% of the people that I trained, the moment they stepped into that little square behind the register, they all did the same thing. They took a breath and they held it. So I'm at the end of the check stand, I'm walking them through what they're doing, and all of a sudden I go, I need you to stop for a moment and do something for me. And they'd all swivel and look at me to see what was going on, and even the customer wants to know what I want them to do. And I looked at them and I said, breathe. I need you to breathe. So I'm taking a note from younger me this year to breathe. When we take that deep breath and we hold it in, we're holding in the stress that has caused us to take in that deep breath. I'm learning from younger me to breathe and to release the stress. I'm getting misty here. Anyway, I think that I have shared everything with you that I'm going to share today. I'm going to be up at Acorns and Threads on Thursday for First Thursday Stitching. It's from 10 to 2. If you're in the area, stop by, say hello, sit down and stitch. Go shop over at Acorns. Until we meet again, my friends, live long and stitch on. Bye-bye and breathe.